meaning breathing room for the German people. So, once he gets out of prison, and so this is like a little map of all the places that he thinks that that Hitler he thinks they should have. All right, he gets out of prison. He joins the Nazis. Wait, what does he do? Oh, he restored the Nazi party due to the Great Depression. Germany was in bad economic times. This is where we have hyperinflation, where we have one loaf of bread costs 1 billion marks. And so the Germans turn to Hitler to solve these problems. He says, I can solve this, I can fix this. And the Germans say, this is all the fault of the Jewish people, we can fix this, and the German people go along. And what's important to understand is that even though we say, oh, this is Hitler, there were a lot of people who allowed Hitler to rise to power. And that is an important lesson that we need to kind of get through a world studies class, is that every person in society has a responsibility for leaders and stopping them or enabling them. And so we all play our little minuscule role in something like this. And Hitler didn't do this stuff by himself. He's one person. So the German presidents appointed him chancellor. And they thought that they could control Hitler. They thought that they could control Hitler, and thought that they would be able to kind of, play the puppet strings. But wrong. That's not right. So what ends up happening is there's the Reichstag fire. So in 1933, the German parliament burns to the ground. There's multiple theories on who actually started this fire. I actually don't know. Didn't research it prior to doing this video if there's strong evidence that Hitler did it himself or that Nazis did it themselves. I just remember it is extremely suspicious as to who started this fire. So the German parliament building burns to the ground, and Hitler blames this on the communists. And removed all of the communists in parliament, removes them. Here's the interesting thing. Hitler did not have a majority. I think that he had something like 37%. But if you remove all the communists, what happens now? Now you're in the majority. You have a majority. Awfully convenient, ain't it? Awfully convenient. So this gives him an actual majority in the parliament, which allows him to pass acts and laws giving him absolute power. This gave the Nazis, as we said, the majority, and greatly increased Hitler's power. So we have another famous night, a couple of nights. We have the Reichstag fire and the night of the Long Knives, where many members of the Nazi party are killed, further consolidating his power. They were targeting the left-wing faction of the Nazi party, which is, the Nazis were about nationalism, but also about this socialism, this idea that everyone should have, basic necessities like food and medical care and things like that. And so Hitler basically gets rid of these more socialist, egalitarian members of the party during the Night of the Long Knives. Once he had power, he made himself dictator. Here. He made him, and he was known as the Fuhrer. You may have heard this, the Fuhrer. He banned other political parties and restricted freedoms. And as is very important, we've talked about in this video, he blamed Germany's problems on the Jews, on the Jewish people, and passed laws specifically restricting their rights. All right. And so this is our kind of basic understanding that we need to have of Hitler and Mussolini and them rising to power. It's an interesting time, and it sets up, a famous and important period of history, World War II.